the last session we discussed about the types of the quadrilaterals. Before that we have discussed what is meant by the quadrilateral and what some of the angles of the quadrilateral and some types of the quadrilaterals. Let us have a brief recap about that one. What is meant by the quadrilateral? A closed figure that consists of four sides we call it as a quadrilateral. So any points you can take it on the plane, and if you join those 4 points you will get the 4 lines, and it will be nothing but the quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is nothing but a closed figure. It is a closed figure, right? And that consists of 4 sides we call it as a quadrilateral. And if you draw the diagonal here, it will be divided into two triangles, and based on the sum of the angles of a triangle, we have proved in the last session that the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral, which is angle A plus, angle B plus, angle C plus, angle D, is always be equal to 360 degrees. This one we have proved. How do you prove? We have take the sum of the angles of a triangle, and here also we have took this triangle and we have added these two triangles, so that we have proved the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360. And after that we have discussed about the types of the quadrilateral, right? So how many types we have discussed? Six types of quadrilateral we have discussed. In that, the first one is the trapezium. So what is meant by the trapezium? If one pair of sides are parallel in a quadrilateral, we call it as a trapezium. So here you can consider this one. You know that these two sides are parallel, and here if you consider this one, this is nothing but the trapezium. Here you can observe that these two sides are parallel. Similarly, you can take this one. Here also which sides are parallel here? These two sides are parallel. That means if one pair of sides are parallel, then we call it as a trapezium. And in the trapezium we have discussed one special case, in that you know that these two are the non-parallel sides. If the non-parallel sides are equal in length, here you can observe that this length and this length is equal. Here it is 3, let us suppose it should be 3. Here in this case the non-parallel sides are not in equal in length. If this is 3, and you can observe that this must be some 4 like that. So this type of trapezium we call it as an isosceles trapezium. So what is meant by the trapezium? If one pair of sides are parallel, we call it as a trapezium. And in a trapezium, if the non-parallel sides are equal in length, then such type of trapezium we call it as an isosceles trapezium. And after that, we discussed that about the parallelogram. What is meant by the parallelogram? Here, one pair of sides are parallel, but in a parallelogram here, two sides of pairs are parallel, right? So that one we call it as a parallelogram. So if you consider this one, here this side and this side is parallel, and this side is parallel. So here you can observe that two pairs of sides are parallel. If two pairs of sides are parallel, then we get the second type of the quadrilateral, which we call this one as a parallelogram. So what is this one? Here this one we call it as a parallelogram. And after that we have discussed one more type of the quadrilateral, and which is also a parallelogram. So here you can observe that this is a parallelogram, because here these two sides are parallel, these two sides are parallel. Two pairs are parallel in this quadrilateral also. We call this one is also a parallelogram, because here the conditions of the parallelogram is satisfied in this quadrilateral. So here what is the extra condition here we are seeing here? Here the one of the angle is 90 degrees. So if that condition will happen, that have a special name, we call it as a rectangle. And in a rectangle, two pairs of sides are parallel, right? This side and this side is parallel, and this side and this side is parallel. And similarly here, one of the angle is 90 degrees, and we got this one as a rectangle. And after that, we got the next one, which is the square, right? So how do you define the square? Here also, one of the angle is 90 degrees. And what is the difference between these two? Here you can observe that this length and this length is same. That opposite lengths are same. Here also opposite lengths are same. have discussed about the rhombus. What is a rhombus? In a rhombus also, we'll get all the sides are equal. Here, what is the difference between these two? Here the angle are equal to 90 degrees. Here, no angle is equal to 90 degrees in this case. So, you can state it here. In a parallelogram, if the edges and sides are equal, we get a, what will get here, the rhombus you will get. Similarly here, in a parallelogram, if one of the angle is 90 degrees, we will get a rectangle. This is about the rhombus. Now, see the last type of the quadrilateral, which is nothing but the kite. Here, you can observe that this one we call it as a kite. And here, only this way is adjacent plates are equal in length. That means this length and this length is equal, and this length is equal. Not all the sides are not equal in length, but these two sides are equal and these two sides are equal. And after that, here you can observe that here also there is no condition about the angle, and this one we call it as a kite. These are the types of the triangle we have discussed. What are the types of the quadrilateral? So there are 6 types. One is the trapezium. And what is trapezium? If one pair of sides are parallel, we call it as a trapezium. And the next one, which is a parallelogram. If two pairs of sides are parallel, we call it as a parallelogram. And if in a parallelogram one of the angles is 90, we call it as a rectangle. And if in a parallelogram the adjacent sides are equal in length, we call it as a rhombus. And in a rectangle, if the adjacent sides are equal, in the rectangle you get the square. And what is the kite? Here the adjacent sides are equal, but here what is the condition? Here there is no angle is equal to 90 degrees. This is about the types of the quadrilateral. Now let us see few more properties of the quadrilaterals. Just what we have discussed now. Just we have discussed here the shapes of the quadrilateral, how it look like. So from one quadrilateral, how we got the other quadrilateral. This one we have discussed. We are not seeing about the properties. Now see about the properties. Let us consider the square. You know that it is a square, and if you join the opposite vertices, you will get the diagonal. So this is nothing but the square. Let us see what are the properties we can see in this square. You know that in a square, all sides are equal, right? So this is one property. And similarly, all angles are equal. And you know that it is equal to 90 degrees. So here you can say that here the next one, which is all angles are equal. And clearly you can observe that if you draw this diagonal, these diagonals are also equal. The length of this diagonal is equal to the length of the other diagonal. So we can say here the diagonals are also equal. And one more property we can observe in the square. So what we can observe the square here, the diagonals bisects each other. Bisect means dividing into two equal parts, that we call it as a bisecting. So here you can observe that if you see this diagonal, the length of this one is equal to the length of this one, which is nothing but here this length is equal to this length. So here in a square, the diagonals bisect each other, that to what? Here perpendicularly. You can observe that here the angle is 90 degrees. This is the important property. Here the diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. So what is the next property? You can see here the diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. I am writing like this, perpendicularly. This is the symbol, you know that, for perpendicular. So right? So in a square, if you draw the diagonal, we will get the diagonal divides the square into two isosceles triangles. This is also one of the important property. So what we can say here, the diagonal divides the square into two isosceles triangles. This is about the square. Next, see the next one, which is the rectangle. If you learn all these properties, it is very useful to the next classes. So here, let us see the rectangle. What are the properties that are there in the rectangle? You can see it here. This side and this side is equal, and this side are equal in length. So you can see it here, the opposite sides are equal. Right? In a rectangle, you know that the opposite sides are equal in length. If this is 4, this must be equal to 4, and if this is 3, this must be equal to 3. And all angles are equal to 90 degrees. Right? In case of the square, all angles are equal, and each angle is equal to here 90 degrees. And next, see the next one, which is the diagonals. So by joining the opposite vertices, you will get the diagonals here. And these diagonals are also equal in length, and the length of this diagonal is equal to the length of this diagonal, and these diagonals bisect each other. That means this length is equal to this length, and this length is also equal to this length. But here you can observe that these diagonals bisect each other, but here not perpendicularly, because here you can observe that here there is no 90 degrees. You can clearly identify here if you see this one here. So what is the next property? The diagonals bisect each other but not perpendicularly. That means it is divided into two equal parts. The length of this one is equal to the length of this one, and similarly the length of this one is equal to the length of this one. But here not perpendicularly. That means the angle is not 90 degrees here. So diagonals bisect each other. That's it. But not perpendicularly. So this is about the rectangle. What is meant by the rectangle? In a rectangle, opposite sides are equal and all angles are equal. Diagonals bisect each other but not perpendicularly. Next, see the next type of the quadrilateral. Let us see the next one, which is the rhombus. Here, see the properties of the rhombus. In a rhombus, all sides are equal. This is the first one. You know that in a rhombus, all sides are equal, and opposite angles are equal in a rhombus. That means this angle is equal to this angle, and this angle is equal to this angle. So, what is the next property here? Opposite angles are equal. Now, what we can say about the diagonals? Clearly, you can observe here the diagonals are not equal in length, and the length of this diagonal is not equal to the length of this diagonal. By seeing itself, you can observe. But the diagonals bisect each other. That means the length of this one is equal to the length of this one, and the length of this one is equal to the length of this one. That means the diagonals bisect each other, and perpendicularly also. Here the angle is 90 degrees. So you can write it here. I am not writing. So the diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly in this case, but the diagonals are not equal in length. This is about the rhombus. So in a rhombus, you can observe that all sides are equal and opposite angles are equal. Diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. Now see the next type of quadrilateral, which is a parallelogram, which is a very important quadrilateral. You have to learn about this parallelogram more, because it will be very useful, because you know that every parallelogram by taking this parallelogram only we have defined the next type of quadrilateral. If one of the angle is 90 in a parallelogram, you are getting the rectangle, and you are getting the rectangle. Similarly here, if the adjacent sides are equal in a parallelogram, you are getting the rhombus. So, and if the adjacent sides are equal and the angles are equal, you are getting the square. That means by taking this parallelogram we have defined, by adding some more properties we have defined the other quadrilateral. That's why it is very important, this which is nothing but the parallelogram. Now see the properties of the parallelogram. In a parallelogram, you know that opposite sides are parallel. So what is the first property? Opposite sides are parallel. Or you can state it here, two pairs of sides are parallel. Anything you can write it, right? Opposite sides are parallel or two pairs of sides are parallel. And the next one, opposite sides are equal. This length is equal to this length and this length is equal to this length, and opposite angles are equal. So you write it. I am not writing. Opposite sides are equal and opposite angles are equal. Now see about the diagonals here. Clearly you can observe that the diagonals are not equal in length. Right? This diagonal compared, this diagonal is bigger, this diagonal is smaller. By saying this, the diagonals are not equal in length, but the diagonals bisect each other. This length is equal to this length and this length is equal to this length. And not perpendicularly. Here the angle is not perpendicular. That means here the angle is not 90 degrees. So what we have said about the properties of the parallelogram, two pairs of sides are parallel, opposite sides are equal and the opposite angles are equal. Diagonals bisect each other but not perpendicularly. Here you can see one more important property here. The sum of the adjacent sides, sum of the adjacent angles. You know that if you take this angle, what is the adjacent angle here? This one or this one. If you take this one, the adjacent angle is this one or this one. So the sum of the adjacent angles in a parallelogram is always equal to 180 degrees. This is one more important property. So what we are stating here, the sum of the adjacent sides of a parallelogram, the sum of the adjacent sides of a parallelogram is 180 degrees. That means let us suppose here this angle is 60. Let us suppose here this angle is some 60 degrees. And what should be this angle? So you don't know this angle by taking this property of the parallelogram. You can find this angle by, you know that the sum of the adjacent angles of a parallelogram is 180 degrees. If one of this angle is 60, what should be this angle? Which is nothing but 120, because if you are subtracting 180 minus 60, you are getting 120. So here, this is one more important property of a parallelogram. What it states, the sum of the adjacent sides of a parallelogram is always equal to here 180 degrees. Now see the next quadrilateral, which is the trapezium. And you know that in the trapezium only one property is there, which is nothing but here. What is the property? One pair of sides are parallel. Nothing more about this one. This is nothing but the trapezium. And the last one, which is the kite. So here, what are the properties of the kite? Here, in a kite, you can observe that one pair of adjacent sides are equal. That means this length is equal to this length and this length is equal to this length. And clearly here you can observe that the diagonals are not equal in length. And one of the diagonal is bisecting here, which is nothing but this length is equal to this length. And here the diagonals are angle, where the diagonals intersect, the all angles is equal to 90 degrees. Right? These are the properties of the kite. So we have discussed in this session about the types of the quadrilaterals and what are the properties of the each quadrilateral. In the next session, we are going to discuss how to construct different types of the quadrilateral.